Hello everybody, it's Angel. I'm back with another video. My last video that I did, I had mentioned washi tape in it, and it's a decorative tape that a lot of people use for crafting and things like that. But some brilliant person along the way discovered that it is really amazing for resealing seed packets. So I had talked about the washi tape in the video, and then when I was editing the video and putting it all together, I thought, well, maybe I should put a link in the description about the washi tape. And I said, well, I should have thought to mention that in the video. And then I was thinking, well, people do that a lot, and they do that as an Amazon affiliate. And so I did some research and I figured out how to become an Amazon affiliate, because the fact is in this kind of videos that I'm going to be talking about products, and I'm not sponsored by anybody, you know, I'm not at all, but might as well be able to give you guys links on how to get these products if it's something that interests you, and you know, make it a little easier for you. And it also, as an Amazon affiliate, when you order a product through the link that I provide, I get a commission off of it, and you know, that always helps. I mean, with the holidays coming up, I don't know of anybody who couldn't use a little help right now. So I thought, now that I have become an Amazon affiliate, I would kind of show you the washi tape again. Here is an example of one of them. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? You know, it's decorative, it's really pretty. And you just, you know, pull off a strip of this and you put it on the back of your seed packet, like this. And if you look, when you open the seed packet, you know, it just pulls right open, and then it reseals. And it'll do that a good 3-4 times, you know, depending on the tape. And if you're out in the garden, it can get dirty, so that's not a problem. So what I'll do this time is I will, and they come in lots of different colors and stuff, but I will put a link in the description below for the washi tape. Now, while I was on this train of thought, I thought, you know, well, maybe what I should do is kind of do a little 2019 garden review and show you guys some of the products that I used in during the 2019 growing season that made life a little easier. Now, we grow a large amount of plants, and a lot of those plants we start ourselves. So, you know, and we're just on a small regular neighborhood lot, and we don't have very much space. So anything that we can find that makes life a little easier is awesome. So I thought I would just kind of go on, I tried to do a top 5, but there's too many wonderful things that helped us out. So it wound up being a top 6 things that have helped us out last year during the garden. We'll definitely be using them again this year in the garden. I'll go over the good points of them and the bad points, just so that you can kind of see what they are. So here, I'm gonna start with, we got these little plastic markers to write on and put wherever your plants are, just to let you know what plant is growing there. And Jay grew over 200 different kinds of peppers this year, so it was very important to keep track of those peppers. Now, these were very handy. They were very wonderful. I have a small issue with disposable plastic, so that is kind of an issue. And you know, I made sure to pick them all up out of the yard and try and save the ones that I could save. Now, along with this, here, and they come in a packet of 1,000. I mean, we had, like I said, a lot of plants, and we had a whole lot left over from last year. So, you know, we'll definitely be using them again this year. Now, you can also get this garden marker, and the garden marker was for these specifically. Now, the second item that I would like to talk about that we used during our 2019 growing season is this right here. It is the Harvest Gray Aerogarden. It's kind of a family joke because it was given to me as a Christmas present, the first Christmas that me and Jay were together. When I had moved in with Jay, I had brought a lot of plants with me, and at Christmas time, his parents didn't know really what to get me, and they thought they would get me this because they knew I liked plants. So they got me this, and this kind of set the ball rolling, put everything in motion for the garden that me and Jay have today. Because Jay realized how fun it was to grow plants, and he started getting into it, and then we started getting really kind of crazy about it. But this is really awesome. It's one of my favorite things, and it has been so handy. It has these 6 pods here, and what you do, or 6 holes there, 4 pods. What you do is you fill up this basin here with water, and you plug it into the main part of it. You get these little plastic things with these little brown things that you put your seed inside of the brown thing. You can put 1 to 3 seeds depending on the size of your seed, and then you just plop it right in there, and then you'll program it when you first get it and turn it on. You'll set the timer. You will tell it what you're growing, if you're growing herbs or if you're growing vegetables or different things, and it'll depend on what you're growing, how long the light stays on throughout the day. The light automatically turns off. The light automatically turns off every single day. It comes with a bottle of liquid nutrients. You add that when you put the water in there. After so many days, it tells you you need to add nutrients. If the water starts getting low from evaporation, it tells you to add water. This is really an amazing way to start plants. And the thing that me and Jay have noticed with this is when we start plants in this, they tend to be stronger, healthier, and bigger than the plants that we start under regular grow lights in cups or in trays. So this has kind of been our go-to for any very special plants, or if we don't have success in growing them in the trays, we start to grow them in here. Now, when you're buying these little refill kits from the Aerogarden brand, it gets a little expensive, but on Amazon, Jay's a genius, and he found like this here where you have 50 of these, and it's for a really reasonable price. And like this bag here where you got 50 of these, you know, and so that really made it a lot easier for us to use it consecutively. So what we would do, we would start the plants in here, and as the plants grow, you can raise the light up, because that is a light right there. And when the plants would get good and strong and big, we would pull this cup out, and we would cut this plastic thing off, and we would take that plant and we would put it in soil, and they all seemed to do really good once we did that. Now, you've got to understand, when you do that, your plants are going through a little bit of a transition period, so you got to make sure that you kind of baby them a little bit, because, you know, they're they're in a little bit of trauma, but they did really wonderful, and some of our best plants have come from the Aerogarden. Now, a lot of people will just use the Aerogarden in the winter time to grow their herbs on their countertop, and you've got fresh herbs right there on the countertop. You can cut the herbs, put them in your dishes that you're cooking, you know, because you don't even need to have this by a window. It's got its own light. So this is one of my favorite things that we use a lot for our garden. The next thing, and you'll notice if you look up behind me, you see I've got all of these herbs hanging up on little hooks. The hooks were there because we utilized this space in the late winter, early spring as part of our where we grow our plants at. So we found these really neat lights here. They are LED grow lights. They are small, and they, you know, you get, we went out and bought some chain to hang them up with, and you hang them up. They've got fans on them. They've got a light for growth. They've got a light for bloom. And the thing that I really, really loved about these is you can plug one into the other. So we had like 3 or 4 of them here, and they were different heights depending on the different plants we had under them. We could turn them on individually. We had more control, I felt, with these smaller ones here, and they're like the broad spectrum, so they've got all the lights, and they just were really, really handy, and they were a really good thing that we use a lot. We really use that a lot. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is not this past birthday, but the birthday before that. Jay got me this as a present. It's something I had seen, I'd been wanting, and I thought it would be really great for us to use. Now, it is a really wonderful product, and I did find some use in this product. I feel like this product is going to be a lot more useful for me once we get into a bigger space. It is really wonderful. It's a soil blocker. So what you do is you have this little doohickey. It's got these holes in the bottom of it, and you get soil and you pack it in here. So you've got it all packed in those holes, and then you have it on a surface, and you squeeze this little handle, and the soil blocks come out, and you have these little soil blocks. And if you notice here, these are little, you know, bumps in the top part. So in those bumps, which in this block of soil become a little divot, that's where you place your seeds, and your seeds grow right there on these little soil blocks. And you'll be, you know, I know what you're thinking, well, those are teeny tiny little bitty squares. What can you grow there? Well, that's when this bigger one comes in, and it is the same thing. You pack it full of soil, and then you squeeze down the handle. And if you notice here, there are these large bumps that become divots, and those divots are big enough that you can put one of these blocks inside the divot. So that eliminates the need for containers. So you don't need the solo cups, or, you know, the little peat pots, or, you know, any of those other things that you'd have to buy, and it's not any waste afterwards. Now, the only thing that I found that, you know, was a difficulty for me was I took little baking trays, and I filled them with these little blocks, and I put these little things in there. I started strawberries in there in one, I started toothache plant in another, and then another one I started different greens. So I had different spinaches, different kale, different chard in these, and they grew great. But the problem that I had was trying to find a way to label different ones. So it is really great if you are starting a bunch of one thing. or if you have a way to divide them up and have them separate so you can label them. And I just haven't figured that out myself. It is really, really handy. It is really, really wonderful. The strawberries and the toothache plant did phenomenally with this. So I would highly recommend it. If I had a greenhouse, this would probably be something that I used all the time. I would probably just have flats of one specific type of plant, and I would start it with only these, and I wouldn't use the smaller containers. It's just, I have not found a way to label them differently. That was the only problem that I found with this. It is a wonderful product. Really, really handy. Okay, so the next item that I'm going to show you, I'm gonna have to move you around because it's a big one, but it is one of my all-time favorites. Absolutely love it. And it was a gift from Jay for Valentine's Day, and all I got to say is he knows me. He got me the best gift that I could imagine. And it was my all-time favorite item to use in the garden, and it was my all-time favorite tool that I just used it constantly. We all used it. Everybody in this household used it at some point or another, in the garden, in the yard, outside, doing something. It was used a lot. So let me show you what that is, and then I will be back. This here, it is a Grillak Heart, and it will hold up to 300 pounds. It carried bags of soil, it carried mulch, it carried 5-gallon buckets full of plants, it carried trays of plants, it carried so many different things this summer. It was so, so helpful, and we really, really, it saved a lot of back-breaking work. It was even taken with us when we went to the Baker's Creek Festival in Missouri, and it carried all of our stuff for us. Grandbaby rode in it. It was a wonderful, wonderful tool, and I'm so happy that I have it, and I highly recommend it. All right, everybody, that is all for the top 6 items that we used and enjoyed most in our 2019 growing season. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found some value in what I showed you today. If any of these items are something that you think you would enjoy, I will share the link down below. All you have to do is click on the link. It'll take you right to the Amazon where the product is. Also, if you purchase anything from the Amazon links below, we do make a commission off of it. Not only do we make a commission off of the items that the links are for, but if you do any other shopping while you're in Amazon, that does benefit us as well. So we really, really would appreciate any help you have to offer us. And even if you don't choose to use the links and you find these items elsewhere, I hope they are as useful to you as they have been to me. And also, I wanted to let you know we are now on Instagram as well as Facebook. If that's something you would like to follow us on either one of those, please feel free. If you liked this video and would like to see more, please subscribe and click the bell to be notified for future videos that come out. Also, I would just like to say I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you so, so much. I love your guts.